Hi, Bulldogs, and welcome to the Blue Ridge family. My name is Danielle Savastano, and I am the sixth grade counselor. In seventh grade, we have Penny Cohen, and in eighth grade, we have the lead counselor, Erin Racino. Tonight, we have a short parent pop quiz for you all. First question, true or false? If you already had a child go through middle school, you may skip this quiz because you know all the answers. False. Every student is different, and with that comes every student has a different experience. Just because you've lived this once does not mean it will be the same because each student is unique in their own way. Next question. True or false? Your child needs to be in classes with elementary school friends. Otherwise, he or she will feel isolated and schoolwork will suffer. False again. Blue Ridge has 7 feeder elementary schools. They'll be able to see their old friends in gym class, recess, the bus, the halls, and the lockers. One of the things that Blue Ridge really takes pride in is in the first half of the year for 6th graders, they will sit at the tables with their 3rd and 7th block classes. This way, they are forced to be friends with the kids that are in their classes, and they can see those old friends at all the other times.
Hi, it's Penny Cohen, the 7th grade school counselor. The next question. Parents can also assume that students keep their lockers and binders organized and neat. This one is false. Please be sure to make regular checkups on your students' organization. You can look through their backpacks once a week, maybe check out their notebooks, and make sure that they are staying organized. As you'll see in the slide, these are examples of the lockers here at Blue Ridge. And if you ever have a question of whether the locker is organized, you can certainly email the school counselor for a consultation. You'll also note that you don't need to go out and buy expensive shelves. There's plenty of organization tools already here in the locker. So if you're going to go and buy school supplies, maybe get that carpeting or those fun lights for the locker, because those shelves don't always fit into the Blue Ridge lockers. Next question. Now that they are in middle school, you may not need to help your student at all. This also is false. Actually, now that they're in middle school, they may need you even more, right? To set those regular routines and support them in making good decisions. It's not quite time to cut them loose yet, because some of the decisions that they're making are big ones that will impact their future. It's important to set nightly routines for your middle school student. For example, using an agenda or a calendar. This is a great way to keep track of assignments, upcoming tests, and projects, and it's a life skill to keep track of appointments and so forth. You should also be checking student view or parent view and encourage your student to do that once a week. Technology can be our friend. Teachers will post helpful items, review materials, notes to students, and they can check their grades on student and parent view also. Speaking of routines, it's a good idea to make a routine for evenings. Establish a set place and time for schoolwork. The best location is a central location in your home with no phones and very few distractions. And if you have these routines set in place, the students will get used to doing them regularly. Middle school students should plan to review concepts nightly. They learn a lot of materials with the block scheduling in a 90-minute class. So it would be a good idea to review each evening after they've had the course.
Hi, I'm Erin Racino, and I am currently the 8th grade counselor and also lead counselor here at Blue Ridge. Okay, next question. True or false? Once your child reaches middle school, they become lost in the shuffle of a larger school. This is absolutely false. I will say that we pride ourselves here at Blue Ridge in the efforts that we put together to get to know all of our students and also to form a connection with all of our families. For your 6th graders, they will actually be spending 80% of the school day in House B. So their lockers are there, their core teachers are in House B, so they'll really feel like they really get to know their house. In every single house, we also have a counselor, and we have the dean and the secretary. And the counselor, dean, and secretary will follow the kids through each grade level. So by 8th grade, we really get to know all of our families and students. The counselor, Ms. Savastano, will be meeting every single week with the 6th grade teachers. So she is in constant connection and collaboratively working with all of those teachers. We also do have a name game that we do every single December, and this is where the entire staff from the 6th grade, well, I guess when I say entire staff, I'm really meaning the counselor, the dean, and the secretary, and also Mr. Bell. So it's those 4 individuals together that learn every single child's name. And it's a really fun time for all of us to get together and kind of show off in a sense that we really are making an effort to get to know them. So that's a really positive day there. Next question, true or false? Middle school teachers do not communicate at all with parents. This also is false. Our teachers communicate with parents, and do this in maybe sometimes it will feel a little bit different from elementary, and that's okay. But they are going to communicate with you through Parent View, for example. This is one way that they'll communicate. So when you look into Parent View, you will see grades, and then you will also see maybe little notes to the side from the teacher. So the note might say missing assignment, or the note might say opportunity for a retake. So that kind of tells you that your child has the opportunity to retake a certain test. So then you can kind of follow up with your child or ask them how the retake went, or help, guide them in making sure that they're scheduling that retake with their teacher. So Parent View is a really important tool that we do use to communicate with parents. What if things are not going as expected? Well, I do want all of you to know that our teachers are readily available to you. You can email them, they will respond. You also have the ability to call them. So all you need to do is email or reach out to our secretary, and then our teachers will communicate back with you. If you feel like you really just need face-to-face, if you need more of a parent-teacher conference, we have the ability to set that up. So school counselors are the ones that kind of orchestrate that for you. So make sure that you reach out to Ms. Savastano, and she can set up a parent-teacher conference. Maybe there's just one specific teacher that your child is having difficulty with in their class. So you might have a parent conference with just one teacher, or maybe you feel like you want all of the core teachers involved. So we'll invite any teachers that you feel will need to attend in order to work through strategies to help your child. And for our last slide today, we really just kind of want to walk you through the role of the middle school counselor, because the role of the middle school counselor is slightly different than the role of the elementary school counselor. Meaning we will not be in classrooms every other week doing guidance lessons. Our focus is to support students' academic, social, and emotional concerns overall. But like I said, we just do this in a different way. So supporting students' academic progress. We analyze grades. We are looking at assessments. We are in constant communication with our teachers. And really what we're trying to do is find the best ways to support every single kid. So we may do that through scheduling, so making sure that they're in the right classes. But again, academics is definitely a focus for the school counselor. We also address the social emotional concerns. Honestly, we're available during the school day to see students when needed. We really do help them through various emotions. Sometimes they range from a student who's just really stressed because they put down their lunchbox and they can't seem to find it. So we have been walking through the building looking for a lunchbox, and then we'll go from having that kind of conversation to a even more serious conversation with a student. So really we're just here all throughout the day to interact with our students and help them get through any type of emotion that's going to make their day, their week, their month, or even their year just better here at school. We also work very closely with administrators. We are on the full team for the school. We work with the Unified Mental Health team and the PBIS team. So we are here for those types of programs, and we are part of all of those initiatives that come out through those programs. We will be working with your students and with you, honestly, as well, every single year to work through course selection and make sure that your child has the best set of courses that set them up for success for that school year. Like I said in the previous slide, we are very much a part of the parent-teacher conferences. We also do mediations with students. So those are basically when we have a couple students that just aren't getting along. We will sit down with them and we will talk through what the problem is and how we are going to coexist here at school and move forward in a positive way. The last thing I wanted to highlight too was I had said at the beginning of this slide that we do not do lessons every other week, but we do go into the classrooms and we do lessons. We go in on average about 4 times a year. So we'll cover in 6th grade good habits, we'll cover bullying. The students will start some career cluster exploration, and then we'll also be visiting them to schedule for the next year. I do want you to tentatively mark your calendar for Tuesday, August 24th. We do have good intentions of setting up a 6th grade open house where your child will have the opportunity to walk through their schedule. Obviously, we will provide updates as we get closer to that date. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do not hesitate to reach out to Ms. Savastano or any of us if you have any questions about our counseling department here at Blue Ridge. Bye, have a good evening.